Most gardeners fight pests with a spray bottle, treating the same problem over and over every single season. That's not how Amish gardeners have kept pests out for generations. And it's not because they have some secret chemical, it's because they build a garden pests don't want to enter in the first place. Here's the reframe. This isn't a one-time treatment, it's a system. Once it's set up, it keeps working on its own, season after season, without spending money on sprays or repeating the same battle every summer. Every part of this works in a raised bed, a container garden, or a small backyard plot, and none of it requires anything but plants and a little planning. There are 3 layers to this old-school approach, and they build on each other. The third one is the real foundation, the one that makes the first 2 actually work long-term instead of just for a few weeks. Let's get into it.
Number 3, trap cropping. Most people plant one crop and treat every pest that shows up as an enemy to eliminate. The Amish approach is different. Instead of eliminating pests, you give them somewhere else to go. Certain plants are simply more attractive to specific pests than your vegetables are, so planting them nearby pulls pests away from your main crop and concentrates them somewhere you can deal with easily, or simply let them feed without touching your harvest. Plant a border or a few scattered clusters of nasturtiums near squash and cucumbers to draw aphids and squash bugs away from the main crop, or a few stalks of dill near tomatoes to pull hornworms off the plants you actually want to protect. No digging required beyond normal planting. Just tuck these in around the edges of existing beds or containers. The common mistake is planting the trap crop too far from the vegetable you're protecting. Pests need to encounter it easily, so keep it within a few feet, close enough to be the first thing they find. Once a trap crop like nasturtium is visibly covered in pests, simply pull and dispose of that plant rather than treating it, removing the pests along with it in one motion. A trap crop isn't a decoration, it's a pest magnet, doing the job a spray bottle used to do.
Number 2, companion planting for natural repellents. Most gardeners think of flowers and herbs as separate from the vegetable garden. Amish gardens mix them together on purpose because several common plants naturally repel the pests that target vegetables. Plants like marigolds, garlic, and strong-scented herbs such as basil and rosemary release compounds that mask the scent of nearby vegetables or actively repel insects like aphids, beetles, and nematodes, making it harder for pests to find your crop in the first place. Tuck marigolds along the border of a tomato or pepper bed. Plant garlic cloves between rows of brassicas like cabbage and broccoli, and interplant basil directly among tomato plants in the same container or bed. This costs nothing beyond a few extra seeds or cloves you likely already have on hand. The common mistake is planting a single marigold in a corner and expecting it to protect an entire bed. Repellent planting works through scent coverage, so it needs to be spread throughout the bed, not isolated in one spot. French marigolds specifically are known for repelling nematodes in the soil around their roots, making them worth planting every season, even in the exact same bed. A garden that smells confusing to pests is a garden they pass right by.
Before we get to the real secret, this last one is the piece that actually makes the first 2 work season after season, instead of just for a few weeks. If these free, no-spray garden fixes are helping you, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep going. Here's the foundation the whole system is built on. Number 1, healthy soil and crop rotation. Most gardeners treat pest problems as something happening above the soil, plant by plant. The real Amish secret is that pests are drawn to weak, stressed plants far more than healthy ones. And healthy plants start with the soil, not the spray bottle. A stressed plant, one growing in depleted or compacted soil, gives off different chemical signals than a thriving one. and many pests are drawn specifically to that stress signature. A plant growing in rich, well-fed soil is naturally more resistant, simply because it isn't broadcasting weakness.
Feed your soil for free with compost from kitchen scraps or a layer of aged mulch worked into the top few inches before each planting. And rotate what you grow in each bed or container from year to year, so pests that overwinter in the soil waiting for a specific crop find something different growing there instead. The single most common mistake on this entire list: planting the same crop in the same spot every single year, which lets pest populations that target that specific plant build up steadily in the soil season after season, undoing all the companion planting and trap cropping above it. Keep a simple written note of what grew where each year, even a rough sketch on paper, so you can rotate crop families through your beds or containers without having to remember it all from memory. This is why healthy soil sits at number 1. Trap crops and companion plants handle the pests you can see, but strong soil is what stops the problem from building up where you can't. None of this requires a single spray bottle or a trip to the garden store. It's simply working with plants the way Amish gardeners have for generations, letting the garden protect itself instead of treating the same problem over and over. If you take one thing from this video, start by feeding your soil. Everything else on this list works better once the plants underneath it are already strong. A garden built this way doesn't just survive one pest season. It gets better at defending itself every year you keep it up. So tell me, are you starting with trap crops, companion planting, or the soil and rotation piece first? Let me know in the comments, along with your growing zone. It helps me plan future videos around what actually works where you live. If this changed how you think about pests, subscribe. There's a lot more free, old-school garden secrets like this one coming.